Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a beautiful young woman named Emily. At 20 years old, she had striking blue eyes and golden hair. Despite her family's poverty, they shared a life filled with love and happiness in a humble little house. Emily had a passion for reading books, always dreaming of a life filled with more than what she had. One day, Emily went to the village market, where she met a handsome young man named John. He was tall, with dark hair and a kind smile. Unlike Emily, John came from a wealthy family. His parents owned a grand house and many acres of land. Despite their differences, Emily and John quickly became friends. They spent hours talking, laughing, and walking together through the fields and by the river. They shared their dreams and hopes for the future, and with each passing day, they felt closer to each other. One afternoon, John looked at Emily and said, "I love you, Emily. Will you marry me?" Overwhelmed with happiness, Emily replied, "I love you too, John." And they embraced, dreaming of their future together. However, there was a problem. John's parents did not approve of Emily. They believed she wasn't good enough for their son because of her poor background. "John, you can't marry Emily," his mother said sternly. "She comes from a poor family." His father agreed, adding, "You must find someone from a wealthy family." John was heartbroken. He loved Emily deeply and could not bear the thought of losing her. "I love Emily," he said firmly to his parents. "She's kind and good-hearted. Money doesn't matter." But his parents remained unmoved, telling him, "If you marry her, we will not support you." Emily, knowing the pain it was causing John, decided that perhaps it was better to end things before it hurt him more. She spoke to him with a heavy heart. "Maybe it's best if we don't marry. I don't want to make your life harder." John, in tears, refused to give up on their love. "No, Emily, I will always love you. We'll find a way," he said. Days turned into weeks, and despite John's best efforts, his parents refused to change their minds. Emily's family, too, was concerned. Her mother said, "We love you, Emily, and we want you to be happy, but perhaps it's time to let John go." Emily cried many nights, torn between her love for John and not wanting to cause him further distress. Finally, she made a painful decision. "John," she said, "I love you more than anything, but your parents will never accept me. I don't want to make your life difficult." John's heart shattered. "I can't live without you, Emily," he said, holding her close. "But I understand. I will always love you." With broken hearts, Emily and John agreed to remain friends. They promised to support each other, but deep down, they knew they could never be together. Emily continued to live with her family, working hard to help them. John, too, continued his life, but he never forgot Emily. As the years passed, Emily and John never stopped loving each other. They both learned that sometimes love alone isn't enough. They faced the reality that life can be difficult, but through it all, they kept their love in their hearts. Emily became well loved in the village for her kindness and hard work, always helping her family and neighbors. John worked just as diligently, helping his family with their business. Though they went on with their lives, their hearts still held a special place for each other. One day, Emily's father fell seriously ill. Emily was deeply worried. She took care of her father day and night, praying for him to get better. When John heard about her father's illness, he wanted to help. He visited Emily and said, "I'm so sorry to hear about your father. Can I help in any way?" Emily was moved by John's kindness. "Thank you, John. Your support means so much to me," she replied, feeling touched by his gesture. John brought medicine and food for Emily's family and visited them frequently. Slowly, Emily's father began to recover, and Emily was incredibly grateful. "John, you have a big heart. Thank you for helping us," she said, feeling overwhelmed with gratitude. John smiled and replied, "Emily, I will always be here for you." As they spent more time together, their bond grew even stronger. They shared their hopes and dreams, knowing deep down that they still loved each other. However, they also understood that John's parents would never accept their love, so they chose to remain friends and support each other from a distance. One day, John had to leave for the city to work. "I have to go for a while, but I'll write to you," he said. Emily felt sad but understood. "I will miss you, John. Please take care," she said softly. John hugged her and said, "I will miss you too. I'll come back soon." In the city, John worked hard and learned many new things. He wrote letters to Emily, sharing his experiences, while Emily wrote back, telling him about life in the village. Though miles apart, their connection remained strong as they exchanged thoughts and feelings through their letters. As time passed, John's work became successful. He saved money and helped his family, but he never forgot Emily. She was always in his heart. Emily, too, thought about John often, missing him but feeling happy for his success. One day, John decided to visit the village. He wanted to see Emily and tell her how he felt. He knocked on her door, and when Emily opened it, she was surprised to see him standing there. "John, you're back," she exclaimed, her eyes lighting up. John smiled and replied, "Yes, Emily, I missed you." They talked for hours, sharing stories of their lives. John spoke of his time in the city, and Emily shared her experiences in the village. They laughed and reminisced about their memories together. Then John said, "Emily, I still love you. I want to be with you." Emily's heart soared, but she was also worried. "I love you too, John, but what about your parents?" John looked at her, his eyes filled with determination. "I've saved money. I can support us now. I don't need their approval anymore." Emily felt deeply touched by John's commitment. "John, I'm so proud of you, but I don't want to cause you any trouble," she replied. John took her hands gently. "Emily, you're my happiness. I want to be with you no matter what." With renewed hope, Emily and John decided to be together. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were ready to face whatever challenges came their way. They got married in a small ceremony, surrounded by their friends and family. Emily's family was happy for them, knowing John was a good man. However, John's parents refused to attend, still disapproving of the marriage. But Emily and John didn't let this stop them. They were determined to build a life together. They moved to the city, starting fresh and working hard to make a living. They faced many challenges, but their love made them strong. They knew as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Years passed, and Emily and John built a happy life together. They had children and taught them the values of love and kindness. Through all their struggles, they never forgot the challenges they had overcome, and they knew that true love could conquer any obstacle. As they grew older, Emily and John looked back on their life with happiness and pride. Their love had made them better people, and they were grateful for the life they had built together. They cherished each other and the love they shared, knowing that true love never dies. And so, Emily and John lived happily ever after, forever grateful for the love that had made their lives meaningful and beautiful. The end. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.